channel. If you're new to my channel, we upcycle old items that I find at the thrift store, the flea market, yard sales, and sometimes we just build something new. I do create these items for resale either in my vendor booth or on my website. If that's something that you're interested in, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and join our DIY family. If you also hit the notification bell and select all, you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. If you're already subscribed, I hope you're finding inspiration in all the projects that we've done so far. For those of you that have watched my other videos, you know I have a craft show coming up soon. It's actually in just a few weeks and I am nowhere near prepared. I have no inventory ready. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to take you along with me as I create all of the items for my show. So make sure you're subscribed and that notification bell is turned to all so you don't miss out on any of those projects. When we're ready for the show, I'm going to take you along with me to the show and show you everything that we've created. If you're interested in any of the items for my show, you will be able to find them on my website as well. So of course my first stop was Lowe's to pick up all of these items to create all of my wood signs. I do have a lot of projects to create, so let's get to it. So in today's video, we're going to be building sign blanks, about 29 to be exact. We're going to start off with the larger signs. These are all going to be frame signs. So I did pre-cut all of the boards. And now I'm just cutting down the framing piece. So I have 7 signs at 12 by 24 and 2 signs at 12 by 48 inch. So right now I'm cutting the sides for the frame. I have 14 at 10 3/4 and 14 at 24 1/4 inch. And then the 2 larger signs, I have 4 at 48 inches and 4 at 10 1/4 inches. Once I get all of the frames cut out, I'm just going to take my sandpaper and sand the edges of the boards that I've pre-cut just to make sure they're smooth. And then we're going to paint them with the Krylon chalk paint in white. And we're just going to paint the front parts of all of the boards. We'll end up staining the backs to match the frame at the end. So I decided to use a foam roller. I thought it would be a little quicker to get the paint on, but I quickly realized that it probably would have been easier just to use a paintbrush, because when you use a roller, a sponge roller, it goes on really thin and then you have to end up going in with 2 coats. And using a paintbrush, usually the chalk paint will coat in 1 coat. So my show is going to be at the Bergund Center in Roanoke, Virginia on June 5th. So like I said, I don't have a lot of time to get my inventory together. So that's why we're mass producing these sign planks in the video today. And then the next video will actually be stenciling and applying different things to these signs. I'm not going to bore you with all the paintings, so here's a look at how they all turned out, just white. So now instead of stain, because it has such an odor, I started using the Waverly antiquing wax, and I'm just mixing that with water to dilute it a little bit. And I'm using gloves. You don't have to use gloves because it's water-based and it washes off really quick. But I had just gotten my nails done, so I decided I was gonna wear gloves today and not mess them up as soon as I had them done. So I'm just gonna brush it on, and then I'm gonna take a rag and just wipe it back. And it makes a beautiful color stain on the wood. So I'm just going to do that on all 36 pieces. And here's a look at how they turned out when they were dry. I love the color that the antiquing wax makes. And it's so much better than the smelly stain, although I do use stain occasionally. So now we're ready to put them all together. I'm going to be using my staple gun. I picked up the staple gun at Lowe's. And we're also going to be using wood glue, and I'm going to use my brad nailer. I'm going to get them all lined up. And I am using the Tight Bond wood glue that I picked up at Lowe's. So I'm going to measure it out and just make sure it fits before I start putting everything together. Now I'm just going to add the glue, and then again I'm going to use my brad nailer to nail it all together. Now you guys, I love my power tools. Most of my power tools, my saws and things like that, I pick up at Harbor Freight because they're a lot less expensive, but I do pick up a few things at Lowe's. So I'm just using my ruler to make sure everything's square. Then I'm going to nail each corner. Once I have it all together, I'm going to put the board on top and use my staple gun to secure it to the frame. Normally when I'm building my signs, I will go ahead and stencil before I attach it to the frame, but since I'm so far behind, I decided to go ahead and get all the blanks put together first, and then actually add the stencils afterwards. I'm using my hammer just to make sure that the staples are down in really well. And I'm going to do the same thing for all the frame signs. Only 9 of the sign blanks that I'm putting together today are framed. This is a pretty easy process. I'd love to know if you make signs as well. If you do, let me know in the comments below how you put yours together. Once I've finished putting all the signs together, the frames and the backs together, I'm going to go ahead and mix the Waverly Antiquing Wax and Water mixture again. And then I'm going to stain the back to match the frame. And I'm going to do that on all of the frame signs. The next little signs I'm doing, I'm just spray painting. These won't have frames around them. They are just 1x3 by 24 inch. So I have 10 altogether. I'm doing 3 in slate, 3 in mink, and 4 in camo. Here's a look at how they all turned out. These will get stencils as well. Here's a look at how they all turned out. I didn't show the painting. I didn't want to bore you with the painting on the other boards that I had. Those are 5.5 by 24 inch. And I just painted those in the chalk paint in white. So we've put together all the sign blanks. Now we have to do something with them. So make sure you don't miss out on the next video where I show you how we do stenciling and decals and different graphics. So make sure that you've hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on that. Also, you can find me at on Facebook and Instagram at A Handful of Daisy's Home Decor. I hope to see you there.